Preparation, preparation, preparation. The Bible puts high value on preparation. Over and over and over again in the Bible, we are taught to be prepared. What's wrong with most Christians today? You're not prepared. What do you believe? A lot of Christians can't even answer that. In Jesus. I believe Jesus existed too. Oh, then you must be saved. No. How do you define that belief? Right? I mean, we're not prepared. The Bible's really clear on being prepared. Let's look at something. Luke 12:35 says, be dressed, ready for service, and keep your lamp burning. We're to be prepared and ready for service at any time, is what he's saying. Are you? Or does it have to fit into your schedule? Again, how many people are heading off to church and see someone in need, but they're not going to help them because they can't be late for church? Yet, helping them would be the church. Right? 2 Timothy 2:21 says, if a man cleanses himself from the latter, he will be an instrument for noble purposes, made holy, useful to the master, and prepared to do any good work. We are told to be prepared and ready for any good work, not what you set out to be. We may say, okay, we're going to go out, because my youth group did this once on Halloween. What we did was Halloween day, we went out with bags of empty bags and then another bag of candy. And we knocked on the door and we said, trick or treat. Do you have a canned good to help feed the homeless? And we collected canned goods and gave them the candy. Interesting idea, huh? Definitely not what they would be expecting. But suppose you're out with that goal in mind, but somebody says, I'm feeling so lonely. Can you talk to me for a couple minutes? Oh no, I have to go knock on the next door, right? We're not prepared for any good work, anything that pops up. Are you ready for it? We're so schedule driven, we're so goal oriented, but are we ready for those things that pop up at any time? Or are you prepared to do something you're not comfortable with? One thing I'm holding off, one thing that scares me about this teaching job is they want me to teach PE, 8th period. I hate PE. I hate PE. I see no use in it. I'm like, I'll teach music, arts, so we have a meeting tomorrow. Is God asking me to go there and do that? I mean, I could do it. I've played enough sports stuff in youth groups and all. It's like, don't know. So, you've got to be open. You can't let something keep you from what God may say to do, right? Out of your comfort zone. Don't know. 1 Peter 1:13 says, therefore, prepare your minds for action. Be self-controlled. Set your hope fully on the grace to be given you when Jesus Christ is revealed. So we need to be prepared and ready in your mind for action. Is that your mindset? When you woke up this morning, did you say, okay, Lord, I'm ready for anything you're going to send my way today? Or did you wake up going, well, I got to get ready for church? Right? We need to have our minds ready. It needs to be part of our mindset. We need to always be thinking, watching, noticing. How many times do we miss an opportunity to do something for the Lord every day simply because we're not paying attention? Our mind's not in it. We need to have our minds ready. Finally, 1 Peter 3:15, it says, but in your hearts, set apart Christ as Lord. Always be prepared to give an answer to everyone who asks you to give the reason for the hope that you have. But do this with gentleness and respect. You need to be prepared and ready to share your faith. That's what it's saying. Are you? Do you know how to share your faith? Do you know how to tell people what you believe and why you believe it? Can you support it with verses? I have I don't know if you've ever noticed these tabs. See the little color tabs? what I do, if somebody wants to know about salvation, I start with the pink one, and I grab the pink tab, and I open the Bible, and I ask them to read the pink highlighted verse. Then I go to the orange, and I ask them to read the orange highlighted. Then we go to yellow. I ask them to read the yellow. Then the green. Then the blue. And back to the next pink. Just like a rainbow. Then it takes them through and shows them the verse of why I believe what I believe. Now that means I have to carry this all the time. Or could you do it in your phone or your genius? But it takes being prepared, right? What do you believe? In Jesus. There's a lot more to our faith than just Jesus, right? We don't believe in just the man, we believe in what he did and who he was. Preparation is extremely important. Let's look at some Bible characters. This is real fast. Ready? Moses. Did you know he prepared for 80 years before he went into Egypt to take the people out? 80 years. That's a long time. He had to learn the Egyptian ways, get kicked out of Egypt, tend to sheep, learning how to deal with pig-headed people, stubborn, stupid. Then God says, okay, go now. 80 years. Joshua prepared for 40 years to take over from Moses when they came to the promised land. 40 years of practice to be prepared to do what God wanted them to do. We're like 4 years of college and I'm done, I'm sick of it. 40 years. And here's the kicker. Jesus took 30 years of preparation before he started his ministry. Did you know that? He did not begin ministering publicly until he was 30 years of age. He lived 30 years of life preparing for those 30 years that he would do that before he was crucified. Preparation is important. It's important. Lesson 1, what do we get out of this today? Wise people invest a lot of energy in preparation and make decisions with the future in mind. If you want to be wise and have success, you need to really pour a lot of energy into your preparation. And you need to make decisions, not just for right now, but for tomorrow, next year, 10 years, 20 years. Let me tell you guys, I knew in 5th grade I wanted to be a teacher. I knew that. And I knew I wanted to work with deaf children. I had a deaf aunt. But life was very not the nicest to me. A lot of people didn't like me, including my brothers. And I was made fun of terribly. But there was one thing I found in my life I could do, that when I did it, nobody made fun of me. That's what I sang. When I went to college, I changed all of my majors to be a music major and a voice major. Because I made an unwise decision based on how I was feeling. And here I am, 30 years later after college, thinking about going back now and getting all my education degrees and my master's. Because I made an unwise decision. Lesson. Work on being prepared and think about what lies in the future. Have you ever thought your working today may not show an impact until 20 or more years from now? Did you ever think about that? All you do here, you may not realize till 10, 20 or more years. And I speak from that from experience too. I'm on Facebook. You all haven't joined me as friends, but that's okay, I still love you. But I have a lot of former students asking for friend requests. And I add them. And it's been a pleasure to say almost every one of them have said, I've never forgotten your classroom and all that you taught us. Not just math, but all that you taught us as a Christian. I left there 20 years ago. 20 years later, I'm finding out I didn't waste my time. I did have an impact. So you may not know that. So I want you to make decisions now with the future time in mind. That's the secret, right? Open yourself, say, God, prepare me, give me wisdom, teach me, help me to stop looking, because what does the world say? If you do something, you should see the result right away, right? They don't teach us to invest in the future and be patient. That's what I want you to do. Lesson 1, be prepared and make decisions with the future in mind. Questions, comments, insults? No? Everybody's good?
Yep.
I hope you got something out of that. Next week we look at our next animal and see what in the world does God teach us about wisdom through them. Okay? Very good, very good. Thank you.